Abbott now joining us live from Austin in an exclusive conversation with KTAB. Governor Abbott, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have several things to cover. We want to get right to it, starting with your top priorities.
Sure. Well, you laid out some of those top priorities. Listen, I know the people in Abilene and across the entire state are impacted by rising property taxes. And we not only need to use state money, which, by the way, the state does not levy a property tax. Only local jurisdictions do that. What the state can do is we can tap into the budget surplus that we have and buy down those property tax rates so that your property taxes will go down. However, we did that 2 years ago, only to see local jurisdictions increase those property tax rates again. This time we will continue to reduce your property tax rates by using the budget surplus to do so. However, we must limit the ability of local taxing jurisdictions to go back and raise your property taxes. You mentioned water. Listen, water may be more essential in your viewing area than almost any other area in the entire state of Texas. I am calling for an all-time record investment to build out water infrastructure so that the farmers and ranchers and homeowners are going to be able to have the water they need. That includes fixing pipes across our entire state, many of which are aged and broken. And you mentioned school choice. Listen, as you mentioned in the story before this, you have an outstanding teacher there. And most of the schools in the state of Texas are outstanding. In fact, Texas has more blue ribbon schools than any other state. That said, I know that there are parents watching this show right now who have a child that may be trapped in a school that's not right for that particular child. Parents know which school is going to be best for their child. School choice will provide every parent with that opportunity.
All right, Governor, thank you. One of your third items listed on your priorities were teacher pay raises, and they were even called as an emergency item last session several times. Can you ensure that teacher pay raises actually make it through this legislative session, and when can they expect to receive the money they've been promised?
Absolutely, there will be a teacher pay raise this session. I did make it an emergency item because there are several criteria that lead to the best education. One of the foremost is having good quality educators. And to make sure we have those educators, we want to pay them and pay them more. We will be providing an all-time record amount of pay for teachers this session. That money will pass in the final bill that will reach my desk, the budget, at the end of May, and should be effective come September. All the teachers in the state of Texas should know there's going to be a pay raise. Know this, if you're in a school district of about 5,000 students or more, the teacher pay raise may be as much as $5,500 more. If you're in a rural district of less than 5,000 students, you may be eligible for a pay raise of up to $10,000 more a year.
All right, thank you, Governor. I know that the school pay raises this year are not linked to your school choice legislation as they were last year, so we're looking forward to seeing how that pans out. But on the topic of school choice, you know, State Representative Stan Lambert represents much of the big country. He just won re-election in November. He defeated Republican challenger Liz Case, and he's been very vocal about his opposition to the voucher program, which, well, to boast, it voices the sentiments of a lot of his constituents. So how would you convince the voters here in West Texas that vouchers are the best choice for them, especially the rural areas?
Sure. Well, know this, and that is the last two Republican primaries, there was a ballot initiative on that primary where voters, they're in the big country, they got to cast a vote. Do they support school choice or not? And overwhelmingly, they said, yes, they support school choice. But the fact of the matter is we can have both. It's not one or the other. We can fully fund our public schools, which is what we're going to do, while at the very same time provide a school choice option for parents across the region. We find it to be very effective in rural areas as well as suburban and urban areas as well. And we want to make sure that regardless of where parents live, where a child may otherwise attend school, if the school that he or she is currently attending is not the right school for them, we want to make sure that parents have a choice. But know this, the scope of this school choice program is smaller than 1/4 of charter schools. You haven't seen charter schools disrupt public schools there in Abilene. Neither will you see school choice disrupt public schools there in Abilene or San Angelo or any other place like that.
No, we certainly haven't, Governor, but they are charter schools, private schools. They are few and far between out here in West Texas. There are not a whole lot of options. So when you talk to other districts, it's certainly a priority for all of us to be able to provide the best education for our students and for the teachers to have a place that they can teach and they feel confident to do that. So we want to thank you for your time today, Governor, and for your questions and taking them, and we hope to talk to you again very soon. We appreciate everything that you've done for us so far. So as far as Governor Abbott's concerned, we want to thank you for your time today.